Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome to my video. And how are you today? I hope you all in good condition. My name is Candra Kirana Ning Biantoro. My NPM is 2020-12501008. I am a student in Indraprasta PGRI University. And in this video, I will explain about the history of Geordie language. The UK has some of the highest level of accent diversity in the English-speaking world, spanning the range from traditional accents like Brumie, Cockney, Geordie, or Scots to newer accents like Estuary English, British Asian English, and General Northern English. Accents in the UK reflect differences in what region people come from, their family's social class background, their age, and their current professions. Many of these differences are related to the historical development of English in the British Isles. When Germanic tribes from the northwest of the European continent first began settling in Britain in the 5th century, they brought with them distinct dialects of their native Germanic language. The Angles settled mostly in the Midlands and the East, the Jutes in Kent and along the south coast, and the Saxons in the area south and west of the Thames. And here we are discuss about Geordie language. So, what is Geordie language? Geordie is continuation and development of the language spoken by Anglo-Saxon settlers, initially employed by the ancient Britons to fight the Pictic invaders after the end of Roman rule in Britain in the 5th century. It is in fact the most direct continuous evolution of the Anglo-Saxon language that can be found in the British Isles. The dialect still being strongly influenced by the language spoken by Anglo-Saxons who settled in the area in the 5th century. The term Geordie is the name often given to the locals in the Newcastle-upon-Tyne area. People from Castle speak dialect called Geordie, which is one of the strongest and most distinctive accents in England. Nobody knows for sure exactly how the residents of Tyneside or perhaps more accurately Newcastle-upon-Tyne become known as Geordies. One theory is that it was the name given to the workers of the railway pioneer George Geordie Stephenson. Another is that it was a term of a miner deriving from the use of Stephenson's Geordie lamp. Stanley Geordie was regularly used to describe a pitman during the 19th century, and during much of the earlier part of the 20th century, it was applied to most native of the Northeast. An extensive series of monthly magazines published and edited in Newcastle-upon-Tyne from 1887 to 1891, entitled The Monthly Chronicle of North Country Lore and Legend, explored the region's history and heritage in depth and used the term Geordie more than 30 times. In almost every instance, Geordie is used in a slightly patronizing sense to describe pitmen and their apparently native ways. Several of the Geordies described are not residents of Tyneside and include Geordies from the mining districts northeast of Durham City as well as from the Harrington area of Sunderland and from Castle Eden on the Durham coast. It is clear that at this time Geordie was by no means a term confined to a native of Tyneside, let alone Newcastle. This would seem to support the theory that pitmen were the true Geordies, a claim also backed by the Northeast dialect writer Scott Dobson, the author of the popular tongue-in-cheek learn yourself. Geordie publication of the 1960th century, Dobson writing in 1973 stated that his grandmother, who was from Baker, still thought that miners were the true Geordies. There was, however, one notable exception to the 19th century use of the term Geordie for pigment that is recorded by the Durham historian for this written in the 1850th century. He noted that vessels from the time were called Geordies, and thus from the where were called Jimmies. So it seems there is some evidence to support the idea that the term Geordies could specifically refer to Tyneside in the 19th century. So, the word Geordie refers both to a native of Newcastle upon Tyne and to the speech of the inhabitants of that city. There are several theories about the exact origins of the term Geordie. It is sometimes mistakenly used to refer to the speech of the whole of the northeast of England. Strictly speaking, however, Geordie should only refer to the speech of the city of Newcastle upon Tyne and the surrounding urban area of Tyneside. Locals insist there are significant differences between Geordie and several other local dialects such as Pidmetic and Macam. Pidmetic is the dialect of the former mining areas in County Durham and around Ashington to the north of Newcastle upon Tyne, while Macam is used locally to refer to the dialect of the city of Sunderland and the surrounding urban area of Wearside. Although only 10 miles apart, the difference between Sunderland and Newcastle upon Tyne is of course extremely important locally, not least because of the rivalry between supporters of the two football clubs. For many people, these different identities are expressed in the way they speak. To the south, speakers in rural County Durham and North Yorkshire are sometimes affectionately referred to as farm yakers, while Smogies, the inhabitants of Middlesbrough and the surrounding urban area of this site have their own distinctive dialect too. So that's all about our topic today. Thank you for watching. Have a good day and stay healthy. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.